The idea of landing on the moon seemed impossible, a fantasy. But JFK believed in the power of ambition, in pushing beyond limits, and in inspiring a nation to dream bigger than ever before. His presidency was filled with bold decisions, high-stakes crises, and a vision that would outlive him. But behind the charismatic leader and legendary speeches was a man shaped by struggle, resilience, and an unshakable belief in the future. This is the story of John F. Kennedy, the leader who dared to dream beyond his time. John Fitzgerald Kennedy was born in 1917, the second of 9 children in one of the most powerful families in America. His father, Joseph Kennedy, was a ruthless businessman with political ambitions, raising his children to be winners at all costs. But JFK's path was not easy. Unlike his older brother Joe, the golden child destined for politics, John was sickly as a child, suffering from scarlet fever and later struggling with lifelong back pain. He spent months bedridden, devouring books on history, war, and leadership, planting the seeds of the visionary thinker he would become. When World War II broke out, JFK joined the Navy, despite his health issues. At just 26 years old, he was thrust into a life-or-death moment. During a mission in the South Pacific, Kennedy's boat, PT-109, was struck by a Japanese destroyer, leaving him and his crew stranded in shark-infested waters. With his back already weakened by years of pain, JFK swam for miles, towing an injured crew member with a life jacket strap in his teeth. For days, he led his men through the jungle, looking for rescue. His courage and determination saved their lives, earning him the Navy and Marine Corps Medal for heroism. But the war took something from him, too. His older brother Joe was killed in combat, shattering the Kennedy family's expectations. Suddenly, the role of carrying on the family's legacy fell to John. JFK's charisma, wit, and natural leadership made him a rising star in politics. At just 29, he won a seat in Congress, and by 35, he was a U.S. Senator. But he wasn't just another politician, he was different. While others talked in cold policy terms, JFK spoke to people's emotions. He had a way of connecting, of inspiring, and soon America began to believe in him. In 1960, he ran for president against Richard Nixon. It was the first ever televised presidential debate, and JFK's youthful energy, sharp confidence, and telegenic presence crushed Nixon, who looked exhausted and out of touch. The visual power of television helped turn JFK into a symbol of hope and progress. He won the election, becoming the youngest elected president in U.S. history at just 43 years old. His message? A new era of leadership had begun. JFK's presidency was marked by some of the most intense moments in modern history. The space race. Determined to beat the Soviets, he promised America would land on the moon, and that promise shaped the next decade of human exploration. Civil rights movement. He called for equal rights and laid the foundation for the Civil Rights Act, knowing it would divide the country but believing it was the right thing to do. The Cuban Missile Crisis. At the height of the Cold War, JFK stared down a nuclear war with the Soviet Union and averted disaster through diplomacy and sheer nerve. But behind closed doors, JFK was fighting his own battles. He suffered from crippling back pain, Addison's disease, and relied on medication just to function. Yet the world never saw him falter. He embodied grace under pressure, never letting weakness define him. On November 22, 1963, in Dallas, Texas, John F. Kennedy was assassinated, shocking the world. In a moment, America lost its youngest, most promising leader. But JFK's impact did not die with him. His vision for civil rights pushed the movement forward. His moonshot promise was fulfilled in 1969 when Neil Armstrong walked on the lunar surface. His words, his leadership, his dreams, they all lived on. John F. Kennedy wasn't just a leader, he was an icon. But what made him so effective, so unforgettable? 1. Fearless ambition. JFK believed that greatness comes from pursuing the impossible. A man on the moon? Most thought it was crazy. JFK made it a reality. A nation free of racial injustice? The odds were against him, but he took a stand anyway. 2. Charisma and connection. He wasn't just a politician. He was a storyteller. His words didn't just inform, They ignited something in people, and he made the American people believe in something bigger than themselves. He turned politics into a vision, not just policies. His greatest weapon wasn't legislation, it was his ability to inspire. 3. Grace under pressure. JFK led during one of the most dangerous periods in world history. Nuclear war loomed during the Cuban Missile Crisis, yet he remained calm, strategic, and diplomatic. His health issues should have crippled him, yet he projected strength and confidence at all times. Great leaders aren't defined by easy moments, they're made in the fire of crisis. And JFK never flinched. John F. Kennedy's time in office was brief but unforgettable. He didn't just serve as president, he changed what leadership looked like. He challenged America to dream bigger, set a course for the future of space exploration, and he stood for progress, equality, and diplomacy in the face of war. His life was cut short, but his impact is eternal. Subscribe for more legendary stories.